We drank the blood of some people, but the people were on drugs. And now I'm a wizard. Now I'm a wizard. Now I'm a wizard. Now I'm a wizard. We drank the blood of some people, but the people were on drugs. And now I'm a wizard. Now I'm a wizard.
There we go. How's it going? F&Z Hobbies, how are you doing? Good to see you. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for being here.
A wizard would like to renew their membership.
Oh, thank you so much. You're well, excellent. Let's get your library card here. Let's set Kerrigan aside here for a second. We are back from Adepticon, and I am still utterly exhausted. See, I don't know if you have a library card. Doesn't look like you have one anymore, so we're going to fill one out for you. But yeah, we're back from Adepticon. I'm utterly exhausted. It was an amazing trip. First thing we're going to put together today, I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can see this a little bit better, is we're gonna put Jim Raynor and Kerrigan together from the StarCraft miniatures game. But before that, we need to fill out a new library card. FNZ Hobby Workshop. Yeah, I didn't see FNZ. That's the problem. Let me look again. I didn't see FNZ. And I don't know if it was one that slipped through. Yeah, I don't see FNZ, so it might have been a very, very long time ago, but that's okay. That's okay. We will fix that now. How have you been? What have you been up to? Welcome on in, everybody. Good to see you. We're gonna fill out this library card real quick, and then we're gonna jump into painting or to building some StarCraft models from the new StarCraft miniatures game that I picked up while I was at Adepticon. And of course, we'll talk about Warhammer and lore and getting started in the hobby of miniature painting and hobbies in general. If anybody has any questions about miniature painting or the miniatures hobbies, please don't hesitate to ask. That's why we're here. We're here to answer questions. We're here to encourage and have a good time. So, FNZ Hobbies, here is your library card. The bearer of this card is granted permission to remove materials from the Great Library for a period of no longer than 30 days. A penalty of 1 sip of paint water will be assigned to the bearer for each piece of material that is outside of the Great Library every day beyond 30 days. The bearer assumes all responsibility for any material damage to, magical damage, or mishaps associated with, and possessions or exorcisms through the checked out materials. Those are the terms of your library card. And here, we're going to fill this out for you. Oh my goodness, did I not get I obviously did not get enough ink on this. Or I need to clean it. There we go. FNZ Hobbies. There is your library card filled out. Let me clear off the pen here, and then we'll get you your stamp while we're waiting for the ink to dry. Excuse me a second to clear this off. I definitely need to give that an alcohol bath, I think. Must maintain our pins, even though they're magical. Must still maintain them. Magic, even magic requires maintenance. Hey, thank you so much for the likes. Appreciate it. Welcome on in, everybody. Romans, how are you doing? That Chai Cat, hey, how are you doing? Thank you very much. Adepticon was wonderful, as always. It was a wonderful, wonderful time. FNZ Hobbies, here is your first month, or your second month stamp. Boom, look at that. Look at that stamp. Absolutely gorgeous. Just nice, clean lines, beautiful color. If you can't see anything, don't worry about it. It's a magical stamp. Only wizards can see these and other magical people. If you stick around here long enough, eventually you too will see it. Doesn't require any money or anything. You just got to be exposed to the magic for a little bit longer. And then you too will see it. Until then, just smile and nod and trust. Trust. It is beautiful. Exactly. See, FNZ can see it already. Sorry, I got the instructions for Jim Raynor stuck up here, and it's kind of falling down on me. All right. Let's take a look at putting Raynor together. Yeah, thank you very much on the congratulations. I very much appreciate it. We did end up getting a notable again for the Golden Demon piece we've been working on, which I'm quite happy about. Obviously, would have liked it to be higher, but just looking at all of the other notable pieces out there. I totally get it. So notable is actually a pretty wide range in the Golden Demon, which is interesting. And I feel very good about getting notable. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but my oh no.
Frodo Baggins. Nor is he early. He arrives
precisely when he means to. Battlephobe. Welcome on in. Thank you so much for the raid. How's it going? How's it going, friend? I hope you're doing well. Welcome. How was your raid? How was your stream? What'd you do? What were you working on? It's good to see you again. Hope you got home okay. Let's see. Competition looked fierce this year for sure. Damn good work, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, from everything I put together, competition was quite fierce. Everything that I saw was very, very impressive. This was definitely not a lax year by any means. Yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot there. Airbrush has me ready to crash out, so I rated. Oh no, what's happening with your airbrush? Why no work? Airbrushes can be very frustrating. I totally get that, and I use one fairly often. Working on some mechs from Skullforge. Oh, nice. Nice. I was unable to get any mechs. They were out of them before I got to Skullforge, but I did get to talk to Jordan and Mike there, so that was really cool. I did pick up a copy of the rules for Arsenal, which is basically like the really short. For those of you who don't know, who weren't part of Battlephone's stream and are not familiar with Skullforged, one of the games that Skullforged is working on is called Arsenal, and it is essentially Titanfall. It is basically Titanfall on the tabletop, which is awesome. You start out with 5 dudes on the table, and as those guys as they drop or are killed within the mission, you've got an additional pool of 7 guys who you can deploy in, and on top of that you have 2 mechs that you can drop in at different opportunities within the game, and they're basically Titanfall mechs. They look a little bit like them, but the pilots can jump out, or if the mechs destroyed, the pilot can eject, and then the Titanfall pilot can grapple all over the place, just like you can in Titanfall. It's a pretty small scale game, low model counts, but beautiful models. Same thing happened to you last year? Oh no. Welcome on in, everybody. So what's the airbrush doing? And I'm assuming you've used the airbrush between now and last year. Does it just need to be cleaned? Like, has it been sitting there forever? I can't imagine it has. But when the airbrush don't work, and you need it to work, that is maddening. I actually broke one of my airbrushes while I was trying to fix it once. Then I had to order in a new part and everything. Oh, he ran out of mechs last year. I hit their booth first this time. I got you. Yeah. No, I'm not surprised they ran out of mechs. Those mechs are awesome. They're very, very cool. I'm hoping that I can do some stuff for them at some point. If I did get a couple of their models, even though I couldn't get mechs, I did get a couple of their models. One of their pilots, and then the anti-mech infantry dude with the giant, with like the locks and the giant chain gun. I'm pretty excited to paint him. But yeah, good move. Hitting their booth first. I'm looking forward to reading through the rules and, probably never actually playing the game, because I doubt anybody around here plays it. But we'll see. I definitely wanna put stuff together and have something ready to like play with people. That would be cool. But the blaster booth in general, the booth that the Skullforge stuff was in, that was a great booth. A lot of cool stuff. Got 0 pilots, and now I wish it did. Oh, I got you. 40K? No, this is actually StarCraft. I do have some 40K, but we've been painting 40K for a little bit now, getting ready for the Golden Demon. But while I was at Adepticon, I picked up the StarCraft miniatures game, and we are looking at putting Jim Raynor himself together. Himself. Oop, I got that backwards. So we're slowly putting Mr. Raynor together here. While at Adepticon, I ended up focusing a lot on a lot of indie games. So I find those to be really interesting, and as someone who's working on his own indie game or two, it is really interesting to see how other people think about games and how they do their development and how they write their rules. So I was doing research. Let's see. In addition to the Arsenal game, in addition to that rule book, let's see, what else did I pick up? I picked up a copy of Lictor, which is the game that Jamie Daggers, who's also a Twitch streamer, the game that she's making with Blackside Studios. So I started reading that on the flight back. It's not a terribly large game, so it'd be pretty easy to read through. I'm about halfway through right now, and I tend to take a long time to digest rules. I'm not that smart. So just slowly working through that. I also picked up the other one of the other Blackside Studios games, Cosmica. It's their new extraction game, like their sci-fi extraction horror game. I found that to be really interesting because I've tried writing an extraction game, and I ended up making it overly complicated. And I'd love to see how they think about, doing the extraction mechanics, looting, stuff like that. Because when I tried to do looting, I kind of went for like an actual like copy of what actual extraction games do, and so you have markers that show lootable containers. So that was a bunch of tokens, and then you had other tokens for like noise and stuff like that. I ended up with like 200. You had to have like 200 tokens printed out or created in order to play the game. And when I started actually like trying it out, I was like, yeah, I didn't realize how many tokens I actually had because I just wasn't thinking about it. And it's like, this is way too much. And things just didn't work out. Like noise didn't really work the way I wanted it to. So I'm interested to see how they deal with that. I've watched one of their short tutorials, but again, I'm kind of slow when it comes to picking up rules for new games. So I'm excited to dive into that more because the vibe they have for Cosmica is really interesting, and I think it really was attractive to me. Yeah. Feels pretty good. I like how they've got this. This is definitely quite a few pieces. Like the just the center torso is 3 pieces. And then, the back here for the back of the torso is 2 pieces, front and back, but it creates this really nice layered effect here. And there's no, like, you've got really good undercuts, a really good amount of detail. You don't get any of those really weird, like, things that should be an undercut, but actually, like, extend out into just this blank chunk of plastic that feels and looks really strange. They've been able to avoid that. So far, this is nice. This year I painted a sorcerer, 5 terminators, and a predator for my iron warriors. Nice. Yeah, Yeet, that's fantastic. That's a good number of models. Keep that up. I remember there were, for the vast majority of the time I was playing 40K like regularly. So for the vast majority of my 26 years of hobby in painting, I'd paint only a couple models a year because it was just so intimidating, and I wanted to do it right, so I didn't want to screw it up, so I didn't paint. And I'd go a whole year without actually finishing a model. I'd start plenty of them, right? But I wouldn't finish them for a long time. So even a sorcerer and five terminators and a predator, that's really good. That's fantastic. So I've gotten done so far this year. So far this year. And I mean, we're at the end of month 3. So that's great for 1 quarter. That's fantastic. The stripes are hard to do, Med? Yes, absolutely. The hazard stripes, 100%. Whatever cheat codes you need to exploit to get those done, you do whatever you need to do, man. You do whatever you need to do. Did you know that Magnus was in crippling debt? It's from putting 1,000 Suns through college. That's true. That's true. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that it costs that much. I'm honestly not surprised that the Imperium doesn't have subsidized higher education, even for its most gifted of sorcerers. It's not surprising. Frankly, disappointing that. But not surprising the Emperor's not actually interested in people being smart enough to figure out what he's doing. So. And we know that Thousand Suns, I mean, they did lots of their own research and stuff, before they became that. So, and because the Imperium wasn't super heavy into like the whole sorcery and all that stuff, does that mean that the Thousand Suns were homeschooled? Were they primarily home educated? And I was homeschooled. For all the way from second grade all the way through college, mostly because my parents didn't want me on massive numbers of medications for my multiple undiagnosed but painfully obvious, now that I look back at issues. It's like, I'm not diagnosed. Something ain't right. How is Adepticon? Anything particularly neat that you saw? So many neat things. So many neat things, Fuker. Adepticon was amazing. I definitely did not get enough sleep, but I also didn't want to like get more sleep. Like, because I wanted to squeeze every moment I could out of hanging out with my friends and the people I rarely get to see. So I definitely went to bed about 2 or 3 every night, 2 or 3 a.m. every night, and then woke up. You know, I'd get like 5 or 6 hours of sleep. That's a decent amount for a convention. I didn't get drunk. I didn't drink heavily. There was only one night that I had a few drinks, but the rest of the time it was, you know, hydrate or dihydrate, really, because it was pretty dry, pretty cold and pretty dry outside, so everybody was pretty dehydrated. So I made sure I tried to drink lots of water and kept that going. But man, I had some great conversations. I got to do a kind of a soft initial elevator pitch type thing to the guy that does Blaster, the Blaster miniature related magazine. Each issue of Blaster has like a game in it or rules for previous indie games in it. I got to do kind of a soft pitch for one of my games that I'm working on to him, and he thought it sounded interesting, maybe a little too niche, but he did offer to take a look at the manuscript and give me some feedback, which I very much appreciated. I'm very excited for that. And, you know, I talked to a few other people who they liked the pitch too. None of them were they were all like fellow creatives, like Witty, Berserker Works, a few other people. And they liked the idea of both of the games, but they especially like Kill Clock, the idea behind Kill Clock. You home and back at it already? Yeah, immediately. I was tempted not to, but hey, I need to be more consistent, because, you know, me being fairly introverted, Adepticon was incredible, amazing, wonderful, but also like emotionally my battery's just tapped, you know, my emotional battery. Fellow red bearded brother, how are you? Thank you, appreciate that. Oh, Charlie, no, this is Jim Raynor himself. This is Jim Raynor from the StarCraft miniatures game that was just that I picked up at Adepticon. Look, that's him. And I also have Kerrigan. And a bunch of other stuff, but these are the two that I picked up. These are the two that I was the most excited about. Here are the bits for Kerrigan. So after I get Jim Raynor together, we're gonna look at Kerrigan, and then there's a bunch of other stuff. But these were the main two. These were the two that I was the most excited about. It's like, I want to have Jim and Kerrigan, and yeah, it's about time, right? And dude, they seem to be doing it right. At least the models. These are not your like cheap, low effort board game, board game type models that I've seen some video game adaptations do, because they just don't put the effort into it. These are good. These are a little softer than GW, just a tiny bit softer. They don't like clip the same way, but man, they're good multi-part. some multi-pose, but the details, the sculpting is incredible. Is really, really nice. These are going to be a ton of... It's not the old Steamforged. The new Steamforged stuff, dude, they are killing it. Have you seen any of the new plastic from Steamforged? Like their sprue plastic? That's GW quality plastic. It's really good. Not the old thermoplastic stuff that Privateer Press did, or the old Guild Ball stuff that Steamforged did in the past. Steamforged did. The new stuff is minty. It is nice. Give me a second. Where did I put you? Yeah, just as an example. Oh yeah, no, dude, I totally get it. But like, I've always been a Crix boy. I've always been a fan of Crix, and especially the Cephalax. So of course, last year at Adepticon, when I saw this, I needed it. And then it is in hard plastic. Here's the hard plastic. So this is in hard plastic. The exclusive mini from this year, from Adepticon from this year, hard plastic. I bought one of those for $20, and I confirmed that's hard plastic. Both of their new 2-player starter sets, hard plastic, because I folded and bought both of those before Adepticon, because I was like, these look awesome. But look, this is the new Steamforged plastic, man. Like, I am thoroughly excited. I hope they continue to make this. Have you had a chance to try the new P3 paints? Yes, several of them. And they are great. They're great. They perform very similarly to the old P3 plastics, or the old P3 paints. I still have tons of those, so I didn't like buy the whole thing of the new stuff, but I did. Do I still have him up here? I picked up the blues, the blue grays. Oh, Meat Hammer, Space King is hilarious. 100%. I think it's very funny. Sir Terrence, biggest fan. Are you still here, Sir Terrence? I'm sorry I missed your question, but I'd love to answer that. And I'll answer it anyway, but if you're still here, I'd love to make sure I can answer your question directly. This non-metallic metal was painted with the new P3 blue grays, and it was great. It was great. I didn't have to change a whole lot of my approach or anything like that. The colors are good. If you still need they don't have a whole lot of like bright off whites, but you can mix that pretty well. And I'm talking more than like frostbite or whatever it is. Like, I'm talking like brighter than that. But this was pretty darn straightforward. But yeah, the new P3 stuff is good. It's good stuff. I haven't tried wet blending or anything like that, because it was really good for that. I haven't really tried that a whole lot. But overall, very happy with the new P3s. Okay, we need A11 and A15. Oh, okay, so here's the question. Do we put him on the sniper rifle, or do we put him on the assault rifle? I don't know if I'm actually going to play the game, so I kind of want to put him on stuff that I think is going to look coolest. And for me, Jim Raynor, I mean, he always had the pistol, dude. He didn't have the sniper rifle. He didn't have the assault rifle, but the assault rifle puts him really close to everything else. Really similar. We'll go the sniper rifle. Why not? Let's go the sniper rifle. Build Gunpla, so this is my wheelhouse. Nice. I can't get into Gunpla because it is another form of plastic cracked that I can't afford another form of plastic crack. Although the what is it, the Gundam Assemble miniatures game is coming out soon, and there's Gunpla, like war game sized Gunpla for that. Really the only one out of those that I'm interested in are the what is it, the Zuko? Like the Op Gundams, the ones with the rounded heads. I think is it Zuko? Zaku, thank you, Zaku. I've always liked the look of the Zaku. That's how I feel about Warhammer Plastic Crack. Absolutely, Warhammer in miniatures in general, dude. It's all plastic crack. It's all plastic crack, my friend. I don't even play the games generally anymore. Like there's small scale games, like a lot of indie games that are made through like zines and itch.io. There's a lot of miniature games found on those. I play those, and I play smaller, larger market games like Warcry, Necromunda, things like that. But the big Warhammer games, the big scale games, I don't have any interest in playing. I like the models though. That's why I keep working on it. That's why I keep doing it. I love the models. I love painting. I adore painting because it keeps me sane. It is the only really art form or form of creativity that is really spoken to me for whatever reason. Again, probably an indicator that I'm got stuff going on, but you know, it lets me get my creative out. It lets me get my art out. Even though every piece I do isn't like artful. A lot of them are just gamey pieces, but there are pieces that I do that, you know, there's a message behind it, or I have some intentionality or some emotion behind it, mostly for competitions. But generally and genuinely, I do this because it keeps me sane. I do want to get a Zaku kit, especially the Gundam, the Gundam Assemble scale Zaku kits. I really like the Zaku a lot. I don't know why. Just I've always liked the vibe of the Zaku. It's very like Soviet bloc aesthetic in mecha form, which I enjoy that aesthetic. I think it's really cool. The Zaku's kind of like the AK-47 of the Gundam world, which I like its feel. That's why I also find Machine and Krieger really interesting, because the aesthetics of Machine and Krieger are really cool too. You want to talk about an expensive form of crack? Machine and Krieger is more. Oh my god, that's expensive too. But they're so cool. One can only take so much plastic crack. That's true. It's very true. One can only take so much plastic crack. There must be limits. I have yet to find those limits. I probably should have found those limits a long time ago. But yeah, there theoretically limits. There should be limits. But again, I have yet to find them, which is unfortunate. Do I have this? Oh, I don't think I have this. This is not the right arm. That's the wrong arm. I grabbed the assault rifle arm, not the sniper rifle arms. I grabbed the wrong arms. That's alright. It's not the end of the world. If I glued them on, then I'd be like, oh, well, now I have to do the sniper rifle. I was looking at the wrong side of the instructions. They're color-coded and everything, and I looked at the wrong side anyway. Oh, well. Yeah, very industrial. Absolutely. You know what I should do? That's exactly what I should do. Meat Hammer. I should get a Zaku kit and paint it as a Rainbow Warrior. The Rainbow Warriors are a Space Marine chapter from like the original Warhammer 40,000 from the mid to late 80s, and this is one of them in an updated paint scheme. But I should do a Zaku with the like the twin axes and like the crystalline the crystalline colorations and everything. There you go. That's what I should do. Okay, let's clean off these kids. One of the things I like about the StarCraft minis is they are including cleared pieces. They've got entire sprues that are clear plastic, just like a lot of Gundams have. They'll have different colored plastics, including clear bits. That is not something Games Workshop has done a huge amount, or other companies have done a great deal in their wargaming minis, but the StarCraft game has a lot of clear plastic bits for things like crystals and gun effects. There's gun firing effects in clear orange plastic. There's also helmet visors for the Terran Marines in orange plastic. It's very, very cool. And then of course there's, entire Zerg pieces that are done in plastic. Like the Zerg Queen has sections that are green plastic. It's very, very cool. Okay, let's make sure this fits. Yeah, okay, good. That's right. Now, am I missing anything? Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna put his helmet on because he's got a clear plastic helmet that's got like the death head on it, like the visor's got the death head on it, but I want to be able to see his face. So we are not going to cover up his pretty mug. Here, now let's see. Okay, so that fits in there, just like that. So that's how that'll fit. Okay, so because the gun is going to cover up all of this here, I'm just going to attach the arms, because I can paint around a lot of that, but I don't want the gun covering up too much, so that that way I can do some of the detail work in here a little bit easier. So we're just going to slap his arms on. We're going to glue his arms in place, but we're not going to glue the gun in until he's all painted. This is called making an executive decision about a sub-assembly. A sub-assembly is when you are assembling a model and you assemble it in different parts, in separate parts, and you don't attach them all together. And that makes painting and certain detail work much easier. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to keep the gun separate. We're going to paint the gun and Jim Raynor separately, and then when it's done, we'll just glue that in, because it fits in perfect. Fits in perfectly there, right? Just like that. We don't need to do anything else. Just boom, just like that. Let me make sure, let me dry fit. Dry fitting is also very, very important. So making sure the model fits together the way you're expecting it to before you're gluing it. That's very, very important, especially if you're doing sub-assemblies. You got to make sure that everything dries in a way that's going to be easy for you to assemble. So the gun fits, and then we just make sure to pop it out there, and we'll glue that in later after we painted everything. Cool. So there's Jim. Jim. Who recognizes that? Who knows what that's from? Who recognizes that? Jim. We will be instant friends if you recognize that one line from a great Legendary movie. No one? Yes! Jimmy Reptile! Yes! On the nose! And your name is Jimmy! That's even better. Well done. Well done. Elite ball knowledge. That's what that is. It is elite knowledge of American cinema. Or cinema in general. One of the best renditions of Treasure Island is the Muppet rendition. I'm unreasonably happy somebody called that out. Absolutely agree. Tim Curry was amazing. Oh, Tim Curry. An absolute national treasure. Glad that he's doing better now. Like after the stroke, he was pretty very difficult for him to communicate. He seems to be doing better with a lot of therapy and stuff. But I mean, it'll never be the same. Won't even be close. But my God, that man is a treasure, an absolute treasure. All the movies that he's done, all the video games he's done stuff in. Especially Red Alert. Red Alert, was it 2? Yeah, Red Alert 2, I think. Was it Red Alert 3? One of the Red Alerts. So I'm going to escape to the one place that has not been corrupted by capitalism. Space! It was 3, yeah. Oh, so good. I need that as a sound clip. Give me a second. If you've not heard this, you deserve to hear this. It's so good. Okay, this is 24 seconds. We are sharing this screen.
Commander, you've rained on my glorious parade. For this, I'm sending everything I've got at you. But I won't let you have the satisfaction of catching me. I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!
No! Don't play anything else, no! It's just... It's so good. It's just so good. Like, out of every single take, that was the best one. The one where he just nearly lost it. That was the best take out of all of them. Like, he just... Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah. When Tim Curry actually passes away, which will probably be in a few years, because stroke victims do not have the same life expectancy. Their bodies have been damaged very badly. But when he passes on from this mortal coil, that will be a day of mourning for me. That will be a horrible, horrible day. Well, he's completely disappeared because he had a massive stroke. And so he can't act. He can't do anything, any type of professional stuff. He's done a few interviews since then, which is why you can see that he's improved a little bit. But yeah, he's not gone. He's not gone. Yeah, I wasn't even aware that he had a stroke until I was like, well, when's the last time I saw Tim Carrey in a movie? And I looked it up, and it's like, oh my God, he had a stroke a few years ago. And I had no idea until I looked it up. So no worries there. Okay, Kerrigan. The brood queen of Zerg. And Kerrigan herself. Here she is. There's the beginning. There's the beginning of Kerrigan. This is section 5, so we're gonna clean this off a little bit. And so far, I gotta say, the mold lines, not bad. They are present, as they generally will be on plastic models, because it's just kind of like mold lines are a byproduct of the manufacturing process. But overall, these are well placed, very light, because these are early production bits, and where they're in a difficult area, they are actually disguised pretty darn well. So feeling good about these. This company has done a really good job with their plastics, and I think this is the same. I think this is the same company that did Dungeons and Lasers and is doing the Trench Crusade stuff. I also picked up the new Trench Crusade plastics. I'm excited for those too. Got myself a sniper priest and some more Stormtrooper. And Trench Crusade also announced a 2-player starter box that is also going to be in plastic, which I am very excited about. We're getting our Heretic Naval team, our Heretic Legion naval crew, and then also getting some plastic trench pilgrims of the ones that have the giant millstones around their necks, and you see them in a lot of the art. Both of those in plastics are going to be great. So I will absolutely be all over those as well. Like a really easy way to get me to get into some models in a game is like, yeah, we're moving to plastic. Like, oh, cool. Guess I'll buy your stuff then. Like, I buy a lot of stuff that's in resin, a lot of stuff that's 3D printed, a lot of stuff that's in metal. But a really easy way to get me to just buy a lot of stuff is give it to me in plastic. I'm spoiled like that. Do be spoiled. Let's see, look at that. Look at that. Look at her hair. You can, like, they disguise the mold line in the segmentation of her hair, like the gap. They disguise the gap in between the two pieces in the segmentation of her hair, because, you know, her hair is like segmented tendrils. It is such a good job. I knew nothing about Trench Crusade before Adepticon. Now I'm ready for those Marines. Heck yeah, buddy. Heck yeah. And Trench Crusade is not for everybody. Like, not everybody likes the hyper religious, even though it's super tongue in cheek, the hyper religious, grim dark nature of it. It doesn't appeal to everybody, and that's fine. That's a-okay. There's tons of stuff that just that's out there that just in no way appeals to me. Like Marvel Crisis Protocol, massively popular, very, very good game system. I do not care about supers. I have never liked games about supers or that involve supers, like the role-playing games, video games, none of them. Supers have zero draw for me at all. You could have the perfect game system. It could be perfect. It could be everything I want. And if it's supers, I'm probably not going to play because I do not care about them. I in fact have a negative connotation between gaming and supers. I don't like it. It's just there's just something about it. It's just like, yeah, no, I don't want this. I kind of have the same reaction to like Star Wars, although nowhere near as negative. Like I'm just not into Shatterpoint or anything like that, but it I want to paint a lot of the Shatterpoint models. I can't think of a single supers model that I want to paint other than the Joker. And I painted the Joker in multiple different forms with the Night Miniatures Batman game. That was a long time ago. I was like, yeah, all right, cool. That was awesome. I'm done. But I'm not trying to shit on supers games or models at all. It's just trying to communicate that there are things that, not everybody has to be excited about. Not everybody has to be excited about Trench Crusade or grimdark stuff in general. Just like I don't have to be excited about supers. It's a-okay. I played TC for the first time at Adepticon and loved it. I have Trench Pilgrims printing currently. Fantastic. Yeah, I've got the Trench Pilgrims from the Kickstarter and also the Heretic Legion from the Kickstarter. So I am swimming in Trench Crusade as well, and I think that's going to be one of our next projects for this stream. We'll have some other Warhammer stuff in there too, but sitting down and getting like the initial faction for one of them painted up so that I can play here locally, because there's some people at my local store who've started playing, so I want to get in on that. Which one do you guys think I should do first? Should I do Trench Pilgrims first, Heretic Legions first, or the Prussian plastics first? I've got three options. Yeah, Dave Taylor apparently built a lot of those boards, and I ran into him playing a few times. And Dave Taylor's a massive legend in the miniatures community. Yeah, he did a great job. But that's a good question. Like, which one should I start with? Because we've got options. We have choices. We've got three choices of stuff that I have right now ready to rock and roll. Heretic Legion, Trench Pilgrims, or the Prussians. We got ads coming up here soon, so we got a break coming up here that we're gonna take. Because it's important to take breaks, so we just taking this opportunity to get some water, use the bathroom, and while we're taking that break here, in about 30 seconds, we will. I want you guys to think about that. If you have an opinion of which one we do first, because I'd love to know which one y'all like to see first. Oh yeah, the shrine anchorite came with it. Absolutely. Got a Sin Eater, got a Shrine Anchorite for the Trench Pilgrims, got a Sin Eater for the Heretic Legions. Like on the Kickstarter, I spent a lot of money. I got the entirety of both factions. And then I have all the mercenaries from the Kickstarter before that. Back before there was a game. We painted all those up on stream a while ago. Alright. We're going to take our break. I'm going to set Kerrigan down here so that nobody misses anything. We're going to pause our discussion. We're going to get some water. Make sure you stand up, walk around, hydrate yourself, use the bathroom, and we'll be back. Okay. We're back. There we go. Thank y'all for your patience. Appreciate that. Anybody working on any hobby stuff tonight? Schools. Yeah, does this? Yes. Yeah, that fits. Yep, it's perfect there. Awesome. Hey, Hood Guard. How are you, friend? Was your return home eventless? Did it go well? If you guys don't know Hood Guard, either here or here on TikTok or Twitch or any of those other platforms, he is someone you absolutely need to be following. Very, very good painter, very fast painting development, and he got a notable on his very first Golden Demon entry this year. And also, you know, he does some lore stuff here and there. You know, it's not a whole lot. It's just I'm kidding. He's so much lore, so many quick lore videos, and doing more and more YouTube videos. I still need to watch the your interview with the Trench Crusade folk. I'm looking forward to sitting down and watching that, but I haven't had time to watch it yet. But yeah, travel for me went very well. I was back in Portland by noon, as expected, so no major delays. I was a little worried about TSA, even though it was, 3:30 in the morning when I first got in line for TSA. It still took an hour to get through, which was that was not expected, but it went through well. And a guy in TSA saw my stuff and got my my Instagram contact info and stuff because he's a gamer. So that was pretty cool. How does this fit? I'm confused. Oh, it fits like this because her leg is doing stuff. I think. Right? That doesn't seem right. That looks like a booty cheek. This is why dry fitting is very, very, very important. You gotta dry fit so that you know how stuff fits together. Because right now I'm not sure how she fits together. So I'm dry fitting to make sure I kind of have a better idea. Oh, there it is. There we go. Oh my goodness. Oh, would you look at that? Oh, would you look at that? That's fitting better. It's still not perfect. Yeah, y'all should definitely check out Hood Guard for realsies. So now that the demon is past, my friend, what's the next big project? What are you working on next, Hood Guard? And anybody else, if you went to Adepticon, or if you were, or if you're in between projects, what's next for you? What's your next project? I'm putting the StarCraft stuff together for something to do at the moment. I'm not sure if it's going to be my main next project or if it's going to wait a little bit. I definitely came home with enough stuff to have projects for eons. But I'm not sure if this is going to be my main next project or not. Bodacious Pie! Bowend! How art thou? Did you get home okay? I hope you did. It's good to see you at Adepticon as well. Always a pleasure, and hopefully we'll find a time to hang out here in Portland as well. I wasn't kidding. We should find a time to go to Bridge City together when Gregory and the others are there, or when Turkey Gurkey is there. Because every time I've gone, he's either not been there that day because it's his day off, or he's just left right before I get there. Talking to me before Wappo made me start to consider doing a Golden Demon piece. I'm going to paint some TC pieces in the meantime. Nice, nice. Good, good. I think everybody should do a Golden Demon piece at least once, even, you know, unless you absolutely hate 40k, and that's fine. But you should do some kind of competition. The Golden Demon's really, frankly, accessible if you're already going to Adepticon. Because if you're there already anyway, might as well put something in if you've got something. Even if you know you're not going to win or anything like that, just put something in. Break the ice, make it easier. Like, it's so much easier now to put something in now that I have had stuff in. It's like, okay, not a big deal. I put something in. I know what the process is. It's not scary. Now it's just easy to put in a piece for Golden Demon. Currently learning how to render and upload a video since I got the full video of me and the TINS unit. Nice. That's a good skill to have. Yeah, the TINS unit, that was awesome. So for those of you who don't know what a TINS unit is, it is a medical therapy device that you can use on your back to relieve pressure and get your back to loosen up and things like that. But it does it through electric shock, like really minor electric shock. Feels kind of like your muscles vibrating, or it's cramping without pain. It's very strange. It causes your muscles to contract and release. Well, Brush for Hire, Impending Duff and I did this for the first time last Origins Games Fair. He brought his Brush for Hire brought his TINS unit. We hooked it up to our arms and we spent several hours trying to paint while the others shocked us, and it was hysterical. And so Brush for Hire brought the TINS unit to Adepticon this year, and we spent several hours at the Fort Wapple painting tables, shocking each other and filming it. And it was awesome. It's a muscle stim machine that works wonders on my back. Yeah, a lot of people you have TINS units. Like, actually, there were, if people had brought them down from their rooms, we could have had like 4 TINS units set up. And I think the ultimate thing to do would be to have separate TINS units, one for each arm. Have a separate TINS unit for each arm and have 2 people controlling each TINS unit. And so now you've got, your muscles spasming like crazy. I think that's what we're going to try and do next year. I think that was what Sean wanted to do this year, but nobody else brought their tens unit down. So next year, now that people realize that it's hysterical and funny and fun, hopefully people will bring their tens unit down next year, and then we can do the thing. I think that will be an absolute blast. James Wapple, Wapelius here on Twitch. James Wapple was he was laughing so hard. I have never seen him laugh so hard the entire time. Yeah, I don't know who got a video of me or if anybody got a video of me, but I definitely want to see it. Nobody sent it to me. I'm not sure who might have gotten it, but I will see what I can do about hunting that down. I'm just gonna... Kerrigan has 3 different basing options. One, you could put her on an Omega Worm. Like this. You'd have her surfing the Zerg Shai-Hulud. Or you can have her on this rock, or on a tentacled rock. I'm gonna just have her on the regular rock rather than the either one of the others. Her sculpt is awesome, yeah. And we got Jim Raynor, got him put together. We did do the sniper rifle, and I'm not covering his head. So we're gonna do the sniper rifle with a uncovered head because I want to paint his pretty face. Because it's Jim Raynor. Gotta have the face there. Now I gotta decide what I'm gonna do with the rest of the Zerg, things like that. I might end up selling the other Zerg, so I really don't have any interest in painting them. But if I ever want to like play StarCraft or teach StarCraft, I probably need both forces. I really just don't want to... I just don't feel like a whole lot of interest in painting the Zerg. So we'll see. Other than... Oh, face cam down! Face cam down! Sorry, the instructions keep... I'm just going to throw the instructions over here. I don't need them anymore. Thank you for calling that out. I appreciate it. Yeah, honestly, Kerrigan's really the only Zerg that I was interested in painting because it's Kerrigan. Like, of course I'm going to paint Kerrigan. How could I not paint Kerrigan? She's Kerrigan. I am sad the Hydralisks were not in the Zerg in this. They are available. They are a separate unit box that you can buy. But I am sad that they are not part of the starter box. Hydralisks are cool. Kind of the iconic creatures of StarCraft. The Protoss, just not... Protoss are cool, but just not something I've ever been interested in. Even playing the game, I never really liked playing the Protoss. I've never found them terribly... At least I don't recall ever finding them terribly interesting. It's just another... Like, hey, psychic ancient race... who are incredibly arrogant because they know better. And do they actually know better? Yeah, I mean, yeah, kind of, but I mean, they're still jerks about it. You know, it's that kind of, oh no, this is brand new. I've never experienced this particular trope before. I've just never found them terribly interesting. The Zerg Yeah, very cool. Always like the concept of the Zerg and the Tyranids and stuff like that. Very, very cool. Just not super interested in painting it. The Terrans? Yeah, absolutely. 100% humanity, fuck yeah. Let's do this. Yeah, look at that. Look at that! Ah, she's so awesome! You can get Hydra's painting practice. You pick up their event-specific Zeratul. Yeah, but Zeratul's Protoss, and I'm not a fan of Protoss. Also, I did look at him, and I personally don't find his sculpt interesting. I was tempted when it first came out at I think it was Spiel. Or when they first announced that he was first available, man, I had him in my online shopping cart. I was ready to go, and then I just stopped and I took a really long look at his sculpt, and it was just like, if he wasn't an event exclusive, would I want to paint him? No. So that means I just want him because he's an event exclusive. And I don't think that's a good enough reason to want to paint him. To buy him and want to paint him. It's just not enough. I've seen some other people's renditions of him, and he looks awesome. He looks very cool. He's just not something I'm super interested in watching, in painting. I think I could do a decent job with him, and other people have done an incredible job with him. And it's not a lack of, it's not, I don't think I could. I just don't have any drive to. Does that make sense at all? It's like, yeah, he could be cool. I just don't want to. Okay, so we got Kerrigan, we got Jim Raynor. Mostly put together. I should put Jim's base together, since I got Kerrigan's base. I didn't think hard about it and bought it back then. Yeah, that's fine. That's A-okay. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with wanting him at all. Now, if the event exclusive was the Ghost from the Vaporware Ghost game, I would have been all over that. I hope they make her a character in the role playing, or in the board game. That would be really, really cool. The miniatures game, because I was so sad that the Ghost game ended up being Vaporware so many decades ago. I was very, very sad. I thought she would be cool. It'd be really cool to have her as a character in the miniatures game. Because did they reuse her ever? Hey, Cookcrafter, how are you doing? Welcome on back. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Did I do something wrong? I think I pissed TikTok off. They haven't surfaced me to the For You page in 30 minutes. She's in the Wings of Liberty and the Heart of the Storm campaigns. Oh. It has been so long since I've played any of the StarCrafts. I guess I gotta replay those at some point soon. Are they? So the question now is, are they even compatible with modern PCs? Because like Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas basically aren't compatible with modern PCs. They crash all the time. And so I don't even know if StarCraft 2 or any of the StarCrafts are still compatible with modern systems. I should look into that. StarCraft 2 is good. Just got home from the last class of the World Building Art class. Oh, wonderful. How was that class, Cook? I think it's free to play on Blizzard launcher now. Okay, wait. All right, so we're putting the base together for Jim Raynor from the StarCraft miniatures game that was available at Adepticon and also available for online now. So this is Jim Raynor, main character throughout most of StarCraft, obviously, and then the Queen herself, Kerrigan, in her Zerg form. We just assembled her. She's going to be painted on this base, but I'm probably going to paint those separate so that I can reach everything. But here's where we are with those two. And right now we're getting Jim's base put together here. So basically nothing has changed. Yeah, basically. Yeah. But I will say these models are very nice. They're well put together. There's very few mold lines. Most of the gates are nice, small, well placed, very easy to remove them very cleanly. There's no gates on top of hair or anything like that. Like the sprues seem to have been designed intelligently. The pieces seem to have been rotated and positioned intelligently, which makes me very happy because, man, I have run into some nightmare sprue layouts of like, why did you put a sprue gate on top of textured hair? Like now if I want to paint this well and I'm going to have to recarve the hair texture into this plastic model, and that's not supposed to be my job. Like I've run into some nightmares. This has been very, very nice. Bam. That's a heck of a base. That's real nice. That's real pretty. So I'm not going to glue him onto the base just so that I can paint him separately. We're also not gluing the rifle in there because I want to be able to paint in behind it and make sure I can reach everything. That it will be visible. Now, if something's not going to be visible at all, then I'm not gonna bother. Yeah, there's some companies that just they're whoever designs their sprues just is drunk or something because they put a sprue gate right on top of hair or right on top of like a very delicate piece of detail, and they're just like, yeah, it's okay, it's just a gaming piece. Like, yeah, but some of us want to paint these well. And some of us are painting a lot of money for these plastic toys. And I don't want to have to re-sculpt the section because you got lazy. I'm paying a premium amount of money for a luxury product because that's what these are. These are luxury products, let's be real. I shouldn't have to put up with bullshit. Well, too much bullshit. A little bit of bullshit. First world problems. 100% first world problems. And I recognize that and I admit that. But still. Let's see. It was a lot of fun. I had a couple people from the class. I'm considering commissioning some art for my house, and I might be getting a new art class D&D game going at some point. Nice. The instructor gave me a really cool mosquito monster with weapons he had inked in one of those sessions to keep. Oh, that's awesome. Hey friend, do you like puns, books, and D&D? I do. I like all of those things. I purchased one big thing from Forge World, and the condition it came in was so bad. Oh yeah, how long ago was that, Witch King? I have heard horror stories of the fairly long ago. The newer stuff is supposed to be theoretically a little bit better, but still, I have heard things. I have heard tales of woe. Tales of woe, tales of tragedy and pain and sorrow. 7 years ago, it was a fire raptor. Oh, dude, the big ships they do, like the fire raptor conversions and stuff, like where some of the flat like hull plates where they like warped and stuff. I'll bet they were. Were some of the barrels all bent and stuff too? I have heard many terrible things. Because I've spent the last few hours writing pun book titles, author names, and blurbs for the book collection my new D&D character carries with him. Because we are starting a new campaign this week after we finished out a 3-year-long campaign a week ago. Ooh, that's cool! You know, this is a library, right? Like, you know, this is the Great Library of Magic, and we do have books. And there's a thing you can do. I would love to, but you can do something in chat called !search, and you can search the stacks for missing books. And if you find one, you can tell us the name of the author and a blurb for that book, and it'll be added to the library. Yes, libraries have books. Not always books. We do have a 3D printer somewhere. I don't know what it prints with, but... Also, if you want to see what other people have done, you can do !read, and you will see a random... the library will select a random book that someone else has found and present it to you. Ones based on IRLs are as follows. The Aria of Frost and Flame by Forge Markton, nice. The Brotherhood of the Bracelet by Yargar Tomshin, very nice. A Tribunal of Briars and Blossoms by Mary J. Sass. A Short Way to a Large Happy Realm by Cheeky Bammers. Fantastic. I like all of those. That is awesome. And hey, Miniatures by Jay, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. I hope you got home okay. I know it was probably a really long trip for you. Side panels were warped and bent like a corkscrew. Oh, obviously a bit hyperbolic, but you get the idea. Yeah, that's awful. And the gun barrels looked like they were suffering from ED. And the ones not based on IRL books are as follows. A History of Bloodletting by Dr. Acula. Very nice, very nice. Exploring the Astral Sea, Volume 1 by Andromeda. Nice. Cleaning House by Janitor. I love these authors. These authors are fantastic. The Artistry of Sausages by Brad Wurst and Frank Furter. The Cultivation of Bananas by Potassium and Cavendish. Those author names are delicious. Absolutely delicious. This hurts in the best way, right? I love everything about all of those names. Hour 30 drive. I drive fast. Yeah, that's awesome. Good. I'm glad you got home. Oh, I mean, I'm assuming you got home safe. I'm assuming you're not, doing this from the hospital. But the whole I drive fast thing doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence in your safety. So, did you get home safe? Or are you texting via voice interaction? Kind of put me off on ordering that weather top terrain they had available for order. Now, I understand that. I will say that the newer Forge World stuff is better because they're actually like a division, like an officially in a division of GW now. Forge World doesn't exist anymore. They're Games Workshop expert kits now, and in a lot of ways the resin seems to be better. However, I totally understand. I 100% understand. Think it'll look for an SEL? Yeah, absolutely. Or create it with foam, whatever you got to do. I got you, boo. I understand. I totally get that. I will say that there's smaller resin for things like the Necromunda characters and the like. I haven't had a problem since they switched to expert kits. I have not had a single problem with one of those kits, but they're all small. So take that for what you will. And I've blurred for all of them too. I spent 3 or 4 hours thinking that all of them my DM both loves and hates me for it. Yes, I totally understand that. I would be overwhelmingly happy, personally, to have all of those for just available for in the game, that like I could do something with them at some point. Like I would 100% find the next, like, a random time where you have to rescue one of those authors, or you encounter one of those authors at some random point, like in your game. I would 100% do that. Do you know that the source for the 4 based on IRL series are based on? I mean, from some of the names, I'm thinking Game of Thrones, but I could very well be wrong. A cleric is a knowledge domain cleric who worships Ogma and has been sent out to find some rare tomes. Yeah, the first one is Game of Thrones. Yeah, I figured that from that. The Brotherhood of the Bracelet. Is that the Brotherhood of the Wolf? Tribunal of Briars and Blossoms. I'm not sure. Wait. Tribunal of Briars and Blossoms. Court of Thorn and Roses. Short Way to a Large Happy Realm. I don't know about that one. Court of Thorns and Roses, yeah. Brotherhood of the Bracelet, I could kind of see that as Lord of the Rings, but I could be wrong. Fellowship of the Ring. And Akatar is right. Yeah, Fellowship of the Ring. Yeah, Brotherhood of the Bracelet is Fellowship of the Ring. Sure. A Long Way to a Short Angry Planet. I don't know that one. I don't think I know that one. I don't think I've heard of that. I'm going to have to check that out. I got half. I got half of it. So I'm no book talk expert, but I got half of them. Do you think GW is using molds for expert kits, or just have a mass 3D printing warehouse? No, they're 100% molds. Now they are using 3D printing to get their masters. So all of the minis and stuff that we see in the previews before they've started main production, those are all prints, and then they make prints for the molds if they're going to be casting them in resin, but they are not. But the expert kits are not 3D printed resin. They are resin that were from molds, and those molds were created from 3D prints. But they're not 3D prints themselves. Because I have a bunch of them, and they are not 3D prints. You good? Thanks. Some authors, same author as the Monk and the Robot books, which are also some of my favorites. Are we talking about Murderbot? Monk and Robot. I need to check that out. I have been reading Murderbot. Murderbot's fantastic. But that's not, I don't think that's what you guys are talking about. I really enjoyed the Murderbot books. They're a lot of fun. And I don't have Apple TV, otherwise I would have watched or would be watching the Murderbot show. But I don't have Apple TV, and I don't really want to pay for it right now. Okay, let me see. We're going to be doing a lot of assembly today. Also really enjoy Murderbot. Yeah, Murderbot's great. All right, so here are some more plastics. So before we talked about Steve Forge and War Machine and their plastics, here is the exclusive mini convention exclusive Warlock model. This is a Troll Blood. And he is plastique as well, which makes me happy. So let's slap him together, huh? See how long that takes. I don't think we'll be painting much tonight. We will most likely just be assembly stuff, because I have so much stuff from Adepticon, and we don't need to get just too distracted here. I spent longer on these books than my character's actual backstory. Here's a curious. Nice. Oh, good. I'm glad they still have contact. That's fantastic. It's kind of like that trope that, like, yeah, they gave him up to a school so he could get a better education, but they still love him. They just know they couldn't give him the life he deserved. It's kind of like I like those types of, yes, I grew up without direct involvement from my parents, but I still love them. It's like the idea of like the half-orc warrior whose parents are actually happily married, and he's the product of a happy life. I think I love that. Like my half-orc cleric that I'm running right now is a cleric of Diana, who's a nature goddess, goddess of the hunt and the wild places and nature. He's the product of a happy marriage. He became a monk. He became a cleric because he didn't want to go to war. He didn't want to follow his mother to war, because his mom was the warrior. His dad was a warrior too, but they were actually a product. They were actually happily married at the end. And I like that trope. Yeah, where's that con held every year? Yeah, Adepticon is in right now. Adepticon is in Milwaukee, and I suspect it'll be in Milwaukee for quite a bit of time, a long amount of time. Okay, I need to I need to find the assembly instructions for this. Abraham Storm Raw assembly. Yeah. I don't want to stack cards and stuff. I want his assembly, because they don't put the assembly instructions in the books, in the boxes anymore. So you have to find them online. And he might be so straightforward that they didn't create one for him. Yeah, I don't think they created an assembly guide for him. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well, guess we'll figure it out. Dry fitting is going to be essential for this. Yeah, they don't have it. Why would they trust me like this? Why would they do that? That's so silly. Trusting me with something like this is not a good idea. Oh, here we go. He's a big boy too. Let's see. Yeah, man, McGruff, you should absolutely, if it's close to you, and if you play any war games, or if you just kind of hobby, Adepticon's one of the best conventions to go for any of that, because there's lots of classes available. There's tons of different miniature games and different events for the different games. Not just the big ones. There's a lot of small games too. I ended up spending most of my time checking out small indie games, which made me very happy, and talking to a lot of cool people, obviously, because a lot of them are here. And then it's just, you know, it's starts officially on Wednesday evening, and then goes until Sunday. And I usually fly in on Tuesday. That way you can kind of like get settled, rest, prep. Like if you got stuff you got to get ready for classes, or if you've got last minute repairs to do on your army for your event. No, quite a few people were still working on their Golden Demons entries, you know, before they had to turn them in, because you don't have to turn it in first day. You can turn in your Golden Demon up until Saturday at noon. So there were people still working on their Golden Demons up until the last minute. The coolest, I think other than the games, other than talking to people and things, one of the coolest things, and I really didn't have time to do this more than once on Sunday, unfortunately, were the virtual world BattleTech pods. So BattleTech is kind of a big thing again. It's kind of a thing. You could even buy teeth, yes, and everyone would scream teeth. But a lot of the virtual world BattleTech pods, when virtual world went under, were purchased by private collectors and clubs. And one of those clubs comes to Adepticon and sets up, I think it's 6 or 8 or possibly 7 of those pods, and you pay like, you know, $8 to play the game. And I got to go with Hangar Bay Hobbies, Ramius, and a couple other people, and we got to have a all-out death match. I was driving a Black Knight, and I got 10 kills, but I died 8 times. So I was still a positive KD. Guy named Jester was in a Nodashi, and just wrecked my face multiple times. And then Ramius and his Mad Cat stole my kill. I was just about to kill the Nodashi, and he sniped him out from underneath me. So then I ran up into Ramius and shot him in the face, and I killed him. In game. This is all happening inside a video game. But that's I always try to do that at least once when I'm at Adepticon, and once when I'm at Gen Con. I'm not going to be at Gen Con this year, unfortunately, so I won't be able to do it there. But still got my virtual world time in. One game. It was very cool. Actually assembled Millennium Falcon. Oh. was my first time going this year, and I really want to go back next year. The community was absolutely awesome, and the convention center is big enough there's room to actually walk without running into people. Yes, absolutely. The convention center is much better, and there's actually like food within walkable distance, whereas in Schaumburg there wasn't. You like, even to get fast food, you had to either DoorDash or Uber to it, which was unfortunate. Oh, Millennium Falcon was a joke about no assembly instructions. Got it. My bad. Sorry. Brain no worky. Brain no worky. Let's see. So much food close by. And good food. And good food. Good food close by. That's even bigger. It's even better. I think those are his feet. Yeah, those are his feet. Shoes. No bare feet. No free foot pics for y'all. Not on this internet. My one painted AOS mini is called Gwydion. And he's ugly, but I love him. Aw, that's okay. He's so ugly, he's adorable type thing. Did anybody see any cool indie games or anything, or smaller games that they're interested in trying out at Adepticon, or have found otherwise outside of Adepticon? I found quite a few. One of them I've known for a while. I'm glad I got to bump into the guys again. Was it's called Wild in the Streets. It is a music subculture skirmish game where you play like the different quote unquote factions are different music subcultures. I picked up the goth starter kit, so it's a bunch of goth kids in full regalia. It's very cool. I demoed it a few years ago. I didn't demo it this year, but when I demoed it a few years ago, the scenario was a limited edition record had been released at a local record shop, and we were all trying to sneak in to get in line and get it. And so we all had to like try and sneak in to the into the record shop without the other team seeing, or without being stopped by the other team, and also without being kicked out by the guards. And so that was a blast. I think I ended up losing that, but I did have one of my guys pick up a trash can and smash somebody else in the face with it. That was fun. But I like cool kind of fun games like that are a little off the beaten path. They make me very happy. Yeah, it was really cool. But yeah, I've got the goth starter. We'll be painting them on stream at some point. 100%. I also got to go to a goth party while I was there, because Goth Dad is a guy I follow on Goth DJ I follow on TikTok. He and his wife came to Adepticon because he's a Warhammer guy, and his wife's not, but he's trying to figure out like, okay, how do I get her into this? They ended up playing Trench Crusade, and they had a blast. But as a way to help pay for going, he contacted the local goth scene in Milwaukee and said, hey, is there a DJ night near the convention that I could, guest in on? And they're like, dude, we'll throw you your own. Okay, I'm snoozing the ads, so ignore Sentry. So they hosted a music night, a DJ night for him, at the Hyatt up in their penthouse, which is a big UFO looking thing on top of the Hilton. And that was cool. That was a blast. I didn't find out about it until it had already started, which was fine because it went for like 3 hours. But I went up around 10:30 and I was there until about 11:30. Because again, am a bit of an introvert, and as fun as that party was, as cool as that was, I was also very, very overwhelmed and by a lot of people. Oh, you picked up Sunrot. Very cool. I haven't really looked too much at Sunrot. I know a little bit about it. Well, I know very, very little about it. But I had so many other things that I wanted to check out. What attracted you to Sunrot? What was the big selling thing for you? I think that's his knee pad, isn't it? That is his knee pad. E.T.'s indubitably his knee pad. I was digging the style mostly, pretty gritty. I got the card game version, not the board game they were demoing. Gotcha. Yeah, when I first saw Sunrot, it was just the card game version. I didn't realize until I got there that they had a board game version of it. So I don't know. I ended up not looking too much into it because there's a lot of really cool indie card games out there, but I'm just not super into card games. I want minis. I want minis to paint. Minis to play around with.
A wizard is never late, Frodo Baggins. Nor is he early. He arrives
precisely when he means to. Dig Batty, how's it going? Good to see you. Pikmin, how are you doing, buddy? It's so good to see you in person again. I hope you got home safe, free of drama. I hope the last bits of Adepticon where we didn't get to hang out, I hope you had a wonderful time. I got to drop. Time for bed. Good to see you. Glad Adepticon was a good time. Hey, thank you, Cookcrafters. You enjoy your sleep. Hey, Sophist, how's it going? Congrats on my pin. Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, for those of you who I haven't reiterated this. I did get a notable pin for my Golden Demon piece that you've seen me working on for the last little bit. So I was very happy with that. We maintained our notable pin in a very competitive environment. There was a lot of really, really, really good pieces out there. So I am very happy that we maintained our pin. I am planning on. I got feedback from a bunch of people. I am planning on seeking it out more. Pikmin, I'm sorry I didn't ask you for feedback while we were gone, because it was that last day when everybody was picking stuff up, it was kind of a rush. But I would, any insights you have on any of the stuff you've seen, feedback is always welcome. Helps me a lot. Yeah, that's all good. The class went pretty well. But yeah, no worries about missing class. It's all good. Can't always make everything. I screwed up really hard on the first day with my first class. Like, I screwed up bad. Like bad. Like, this might have consequences to my ability to teach, or to me being invited to teach next year. Like, this may actually impact whether or not I'm going to be able to do that or not, or whether or not I have as many classes next year. I thought all of my classes were at 6:30 p.m. Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night, and I was right for Friday night and Saturday night. I was wrong for Thursday night. It was actually at 4, and I didn't find that out until 5. So I missed half of my class. I scared everybody. I scared everybody in the teaching department. They all thought maybe I was dead or something else awful had happened, but no, I was just dumb. And yeah, I showed up to my class an hour late. It's a 2-hour class. Just getting off my anniversary stream and had to take a break. Oh no, I totally understand that. Yeah, no, I was pretty mortified. Pretty darn mortified. It was entirely my fault for not double checking what I assumed I knew. This is why I don't assume that I know a lot. I'm constantly saying, like, oh, I'm not sure, but this is my perspective, but I don't know, I could be wrong. I'm just constantly second guessing myself and just like, yeah, I'm not sure if I know this is true or not. It's because I don't know if I could trust my own brain. But the most of the students that stuck around were very gracious. They were just happy I wasn't dead. We got through painting steel, and I offered them like one-on-one coaching and stuff like that to make up for my egregious failure as a teacher. Yeah. Same thing happened to me for Sylvia. Yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah, better be dumb than dead. You know what? That is true, and I appreciate that vote of confidence. Thank you. I would rather be dumb than dead. I'd rather not be either, but if I have to choose one, I'll go with that one. I'll go with that one. Jerk. The truth hurts, man. Big Baddie, I kept hearing people say you were around, and I don't think did we ever run into one another? If we did, I don't know. I don't think I knew it was you. Because I kept seeing your sticker around, and then people tried to like vaguely describe you, and it's like, oh yeah, he's a dude with a beard, and I just stare at him, and I'm like, a dude with a beard. Whether is it a big dude, skinny dude? Because it doesn't matter either way. You're describing most of the people at the convention.
Welcome. Make yourself at home.
Like, big dude with a beard. Yeah, that really narrows things down. Thanks, Copernicus. My arm was in a sling, though. See, I think I saw you, but I didn't realize that was you, and then I don't think I saw you again. Who's that? Papa Babes, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on into the great library. Grab yourself a book off the shelf or grab yourself a chair next to the fire and join the discussion. Or, don't. That's fine too. Whatever you choose, I'm happy you're here. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Did that fit? Yes, that fits. Cool. Cool. So what did you see, Dig Batty, or anybody who just came in? What was, if you were at Adepticon, or if you saw Adepticon news, or if you've seen something cool recently, what's the coolest thing you've seen? Gaming-wise, miniature-wise, whether it's for art or gaming, what's something stood out for you? Caught sight of you a couple times before Wobble, but things were happening all the time. Next year for sure. Yeah, no, that's all right. That's all right. Oh, ad starting. Shoot. Okay. So we're gonna take a break here in just a second. Gonna hydrate, and we're gonna take a 3 to 5 minute break. And we're not gonna do any work during that, just so that we don't lose anybody. And that way, anybody who stands up and walks around doesn't miss anything. So I recommend that everybody stand up, walk around, hydrate or dehydrate. So please don't dehydrate, just get out there and hydrate. Got some water here that I need to have a great stream. I gotta get some rest to stream tomorrow. No, I totally understand. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Good to see you. I'm glad you got home safe. Watching different people get hooked up to a TINS unit was hilarious. Yes, the TINS unit was awesome. That was a ton of fun. I love seeing the gaming birds for all the competition games. They're beautiful. Yeah, they did a great job. I need to scoot out. Got to work in the morning. See you all later. Have a good evening. Hey, take it easy, F&Z. Thanks for being here. Okay, yeah, I'm back. I also liked seeing the increase in families that were there. A lot of kids, and that's always a good thing for the future of the hobby. Yes, absolutely. Large numbers of families and large numbers of kids is huge. Very, very big. That's one of the things we're trying to do at Origins with some of the classes. There's classes for kids, and Origins themselves are working on like continuing to have events for kids, like, you know, like Boffer Wars and things like that, and that they've done that really well. So I'm glad to see that is also you know, something that is happening with Adepticon. That's really big. And the increased number of women and queer people, people of all different types, all different races, all different backgrounds at Adepticon. We're just seeing more and more and more, and I think that's amazing. I think all of that is good. Increased number of families, increased number of kids, increased number of other types of people as well, minority groups, things like that, is massive. Because let's be honest, like let's be honest, wargaming miniatures kind of always been classically seen as the old white dudes, right? Or at least the old dudes. Neck beards, stuff like that. And that hasn't always been the case, but that has been kind of an overarching kind of assumption for a lot of nerdy stuff. And it doesn't have to be like that, right? There's nothing wrong with, you know, people of my mayonnaise complexion and general physical stature and chronological advancement. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's good to have a lot of different types of people. Do I need to switch? I do. Thank you. Well, at least I wasn't on mute for all that, I don't think. I was on mute. Could you guys hear me? I'm sure you guys could hear me. This Big Baddie said something. Oh, this is the Mayo stream? Oh. Hey, Studio Doggy B, how is your Adepticon? This is the Mayo stream. Yeah, absolutely. I am who I am. What did he say? I think he was muted. Aye. Yeah, Studio, I walked by your table at least once, a couple times. I think you were either not there or you were deep in conversation with someone. I didn't want to interrupt, but it was good to see you at Adepticon. I hope the con went well for you. Let's see. Would it be possible to pay for 2 lessons? One to get the presentation for the Lustrous Hair class, and another for feedback, because I have some busts and a bunch of chibi minis that I was going to apply the lesson to. Yeah, we can definitely talk about that for like a one-on-one online. Yeah, 100% we can do that. And 100% talk about getting that done. I had one of the greatest moments of my life as an artist, but also I need to figure out how to deal with the emotional toil of the new location. Oh, is the new location tough? I know there's a lot of things that are good about the new location, but I'd love to be able to understand what some of the negatives are from like a vendor or other person's perspective. Oh, please interrupt. A lot of times I need to be given an hour for conversations turned to feedback loops. Oh, I hear you. I'm sorry. I should have... No. I will remember that for next time. I shall come swinging in for the rescue. It's like it's kind of like the guy when you see the girl being harassed at a party and you kind of walk in. It's like, oh hey babe, how's it going? Nice to see you. Glad you could be here. Wanted to know if you wanted to go out the other day, go for that third date, or pretend to be your boyfriend or their boyfriend, depending on the situation. Rescue. Come in and see if you can rescue. Run interference even. So tell us about this greatest moments of your life as an artist. Do tell. That sounds amazing. In Schaumburg, I'm 20 minutes from home. Need a break? I can do that. At 6 p.m. I get to go home to my own bed. And oh yes. Oh, okay. I got you. Okay, that 100% makes sense. And I can see how the food options are not the best when you're not close to home. I totally see that. I will say, as a diabetic, there were certainly fewer options available to me, so I had to be pretty careful. And oh my god, I would have killed for a salad, like a decent salad, not like an iceberg salad, like a decent Cobb salad. Would have killed for that when I was there. But the food's actually, the food is close. Like, I don't have to drive anywhere. I didn't have to do any of that to actually get it. So I do like the food's close. I agree. I wish the food selection was better. The Hyatt had some really good salads. See, I never actually ate at the Hyatt, so I'll have to remember that next time, because I would have murdered in game. I would have murdered in game for a good hearty salad. Hey, he's coming together pretty well, even without instructions. Everything's kind of laid out fairly logically. And I will say that, you gotta watch out for, make sure that you're not skipping anything. Because there's a couple times where I could have put this cape on and it would have prevented some other stuff. So check these models. These are all our socket joints, so they've all got like sockets that they fit into, like shapes like this that they fit into. So I noticed that there were 2 sockets on the back that had been filled, so I knew not to put this on. So there are hints within the construction of the model, which I think is really well done, because GW is awful at creating and giving those hints. And I have accidentally assembled stuff way out of order in the past, and it has not been good. This goes here. What goes up in there? Oh, I see what. Okay, I think I see. Why isn't this fitting in correctly? I was grabbing fresh fruit though. Oh god, yeah, that would, man. Got home and ate 2 apples and about a pound of grapes. Oh, that sounds amazing. Sure. Remember the ink trouble in Toberchon? Yes. Well, I made that into a sketchbook, and the printer really messed it up. But that bathrobe guy passed my booth dressed up as Jack Burton. I handed him a bunch of the unsellable sketchbooks. He took them to a friendly Big Trouble in Little Armies event, and the next day the event runner stopped by to tell me with a frog in his throat how it made the event transcendent. And oh my god, that's amazing, brother. That is fantastic. Congratulations, dude. Congratulations. That's awesome. That is so cool. Yeah, that's fantastic. Did I play? I teach. I did not play anything, but I did teach. I had three painting classes that I taught. Tabletop non-metallic metal, and then beautiful lustrous hair. What do you mean, have you been gluing wrong? Not necessarily. The only reason I glued this way, I used some sprue goo, because when I put this on, I noticed that there were going to be gaps. So I wanted to, and I tried dry fitting and I couldn't get it to like not fit. So I don't know what was wrong there. So I used sprue goo to glue, and sprue goo, it has a lot of sprue plastic melted into it. It's basically this stuff. This like liquid cement with sprues dissolved in it until it's kind of goopy, and it'll seal. It'll help gap fill. Hey, this Mechanic Games, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Hope you're doing well. So I put that down until the sprue goo came out of the seams, and then I used my regular liquid cement to smooth that out. And now I'm just making sure that it dries without that, or with a minimum of a gap that I have to deal with later. Okay, because I'm pedant about not gluing anything that isn't. No, I hear you. Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. I was trying to minimize gaps, because while this is very, very good plastic, this is a good plastic kit. I may have done something wrong, and then there was a gap there. So I was trying to minimize that gap with some sprue goo. And I did minimize it. Now, I may still need to do some sanding to get it smooth and clean, but overall we're good. Feeling all right, still recovering from foot surgery. Yeah, I hope that went well. You know, that can take a long time to recover from. But I'm glad you were able to get your surgery, but I'm sad you weren't able to be at Adepticon. But the surgery's kind of a teeny bit important, you know? Just vaguely important. Sand this little nub off here. Very lightly using my diamond files to sand the sprue gate off. I feel like
We drank the blood of some people, but the people were on drugs. And now I'm a wizard. Now I'm a wizard. Now I'm a wizard.
it's the fumes. Fumes that got me feeling it.
We drank the blood of some people, but the people were on drugs. And now I'm a wizard.
Jaegerman, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty darn good. Thanks for asking. Just got back from Adepticon yesterday. Reminds me of the goth party at the Hyatt I accidentally stumbled into. You were there? I went there because Goth Dad was the guest DJ, and he's a Warhammer guy who I follow on TikTok. Now he doesn't do Warhammer stuff on TikTok, but I ran into him because he had some Warhammer stuff, and he was also a goth DJ. So like, I like goth music and EDM and goth rock. I have quite the playlist. I shall follow this person. And then I found out that he was doing a DJ party because he and his wife were at Adepticon, and he was like, hey, can I do a party? That was awesome. You dance with the devil? I have photos of it. Oh, nice. Just finished another session of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Oh, how was that? How did that go? Yeah, but the I found out about the DJ, the rave, the goth party. I found out that night, about an hour after it started, and I didn't get up there until about 10:30, and I was there for about an hour. It was awesome. I had a great time. But by the end of that hour, I was just like, yeah, I'm peopled out. I got to meet Goth Dad. Got to talk to him in person. That was cool. And I got to hang out with some people, some Ramius and a few other people. It was nice. It was good times.
Listening to 102.3. Where we playeth nothing but
Chance.
and more chance. This are not thine elder matriarch station.
Yeah. I need more sound bites. Hey, if you guys run across fun wizardy sound bites, I keep saving them, and I need to add some. But if y'all run across weird, fun, wizardy type sound bites, let me know. Point me in their general direction, because I want to expand my library of points. Now, this is not Bits Redemption. It doesn't cost any money. You just spend time in chat and you get the runes to be able to spend on those. So this is not what's the word I'm looking for? Not money bait. I'm not baiting you into giving me money with these. These are just there for fun, but I would love to have more of them. I don't believe I do. I will need to find that.
Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells.
So good. I love the campaign. Best one I've ever DM'd so far. Besides Strahd. That's fantastic. Now, is this Wild Beyond the Witchlight? This isn't one of the Legends of Adventures campaigns, is it? Is this a different one? I know they've got a bunch of them, and I don't quite remember the details of this one. I'm sorry. I was curious what that was. Yeah, that's what that was. Well, you know, you've probably got the points to play them all if you want. It's all good. So, Studio Dogaby, I will find out that Ian McKellen screaming, "Wizard, you shall not pass" from the extras. I will find that one. Let's see. What else do I have? Let's see. This one's fun.
Never use mathematics or statistics or calculation or anything at all like that because I can't do it. So I just hope for the best.
See, that's how we do. That's how we roll. We just hope for the best. That's how we roll. Right? See, and then we run out of them so fast. I'm having a good time with all these sound clips, and then we run out of them, and it was like, oh, I have no more. I need to find one that lasts longer than that. So it gets you going, and then it's just like, oh, okay. It's over already. I think when I first did that one, I was worried about, like, copyright and getting muted and stuff. I do have to be worried about that with the YouTube. I don't believe I have heard the Fireball song.
A wizard is never late,
Oh no.
Frodo Baggins. Nor is he early. He arrives
Precisely when it means to. Welcome on in. Froggenstein, how are you? Velkommen, velkommen. Froggenstein. How was your stream? What'd you all work on? Hello everybody. Welcome on in. My name's Ryan. I'm the Useless Wizard. We are working on assembling a few different things here. Right now I'm working on assembling a convention exclusive model from Steamforged Games for this warlock, this Trollkin warlock. He's very cool. We're also investigating how good Steamforge's plastics are, because some of their new stuff that they're doing for War Machine are in hard plastic, like GW style plastic, and this has been delightful. Good evening. We're doing well. Working on some scenery from Necromunda. Oh yes, Necromunda. Love me some Necromunda. I have some terrain from Death Ray Designs for Necromunda that I need to work on. I got that stuff from them a long time ago, and I have yet to do it because I have this plan. To make a couple small Necromunda tables that are set down in like water processing section. So these are all grates, giant grates that have been built upon, and there's big tubes and water reservoirs and water refiners and things like that. And I've got some terrain that should help with that. It's something I want to put that together. I really need to sit down and start working on that at some point. Oh man, there's so many different things that we want to do. So many different projects we want to do. What kind of terrain were you doing? Terrain for the terrain gods. Yes, exactly. New plastic war machine, eh? I got a sweet deal in Signar Colossal. Oh, that's cool. See, I used to have a whole bunch of cricks back in Mark II. But then when Mark III hit, the entire scene in the Portland area just went... And I was like, oh, okay. And then I stopped playing. And then I got rid of them. And now I'm slowly grabbing some stuff here and there. I don't know if I'll ever play, but I really like their new plastics, and I figured, hey, these minis can be used for a bunch of different stuff, because both of their starters, both of their 2-player starters for War Machine right now are full hard plastic. They are all on sprue. They are all hard plastic, and so you've got some trollkin like this guy in one of them, and it's like they've got a giant crab shark dude that I put together, and he's awesome. And then there's some trollkin that are like in red coat type outfits. They look awesome. And then there's a bunch of like icy cold elves that I don't know the lore for anymore. I'm trying to catch up on the lore of Immorin at the moment, and there's a lot that's changed. But yeah. And then the other one, what was the other one? The other one was what are the 2 factions in the other one? There's what used to be the Legion of Everblight versus the Undead Orgoth. Undead Orgoth. So almost Crixian like style warband. So I've got those 2, and they're all in plastic as well. And then I picked up the Orgoth expansion army that's normally like $150, $200. I picked that up for $69 actually. It was a nice number. $69 on sale. Got really lucky on that. So I've got that too. And then there's the where did I put it? I just had it. There's the Crix. There's the giant Crix dude with the Cephalax next to him, or the giant Cephalax dude with the smaller Cephalax with him. I've always loved the Cephalax a lot, so looking at those 2. Yeah, for the greater good. Aha. Signar Colossal, $20, normally $75. Yeah, War Machine was huge here. Yeah. $20, that's awesome. Sometimes in the reasonably near future, I'll be getting some Kata or Wintercord. Nice, those look cool. I'm working on some Terrain by Print minis. They're for Sector Mechanicus. Very cool. Very, very cool. I know I just spent a whole bunch of time mumbling into what I was doing here, but thank you for answering. That sounds awesome. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Okay, I know Minoth is like disappeared, But this is 100% off of Minoth Warjack. Like, this is 100% a Minoth Warjack, right? Like, I'm not going crazy, right? Because I know Minoth is eventually supposed to come back in some way. But they haven't yet. But this is 100% Minoth. Hints for the future. Hints for the future. I think, yeah, this is shades of Minoth. If it's not exactly Minoth and it's some kind of, like, you know, result, like, you know, some kind of alteration for what they used to be, I could see that. So we know, like, Minoth themselves, they were not, like, horribly unique because they worship the same god that Signar does, right? Like, they worship the same god, the protector of Minoth. They worship Minoth. Signar also worships Minoth. Just they're not, you know, batshit crazy about it. They're just batshit crazy in other ways, like colonialism and technology and, you know, that kind of stuff. Mark 1? Yeah. Yeah, just War Machine. War Machine Mark 1. I know exactly what you're talking about. The Protectorate of Minoth. They were really cool. I liked them. I really wanted to get some of their jacks and just, like, paint them as, like, chapels. Well, let's see. This is supposed to be his base, right? So, and then his foot goes there and that foot goes there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. He's standing on top of it. He has conquered this warjack and buried it. There's some leaves. Okay, what's in here? There's some leaves. There's a leaf. There's what looks like some warping or some vines, maybe. This looks like it was destroyed by a claw. So I wonder if this is an old... Yeah, and there's more leaves. Okay, so this is not recently destroyed. This is not a recently destroyed Minoth warjack. I think this is actually a ruin, an abandoned Minoth warjack that has been left to the ages. So we'll probably, when we paint him, we'll probably paint him like white, but have it heavily chipped and rusted. And then, of course, the gold trim will have areas of luster and things like that, because gold doesn't actually, you know, it doesn't. Oxidize or anything like that. But these claw marks, I wonder if this was killed by an infernal or some other type of, like, a war beast or something. But yeah, we're gonna have him standing on top of this guy in kind of like a more jungly type of base or foresty type of base, and this is gonna be all weathered to heck. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna weather this thing to heck, because this is not recently killed. Like the plants growing up around it, there are vines on certain parts of it. This is old. This has been here for at least a year. So, okay. So maybe it's not quite a hint. Maybe it's not a hinty hint of incoming Minoth. But it still might be. But it might just be an acknowledgement of, yes, Minoth did fight. Minoth were destroyed. Pretty much. But this is really cool. Like, look at this. This is very nice. Nice scale, big chonky scale, nice sculpting, good detail, not too terribly busy, but not too terribly busy, except for this. Like, fuck this. Oh my god. There's so much there. F that. He's got so many trophies. So he's cool. So this is what we've built so far. Is that the swag bag mini? Yes, but they were also selling it for $20 at the Steamforge booth. I went to check and they saw it and I was like, I want that one. It was $19.99, so it wasn't bad. It's probably what I would have spent to buy it from somebody's swag bag, because I didn't get the swag bag this year. But yeah, it's hard plastic. Very nice. Very nice mini. So we built him. We just finished him. We also built and mostly assembled Jim Raynor from the StarCraft miniatures game. We're keeping him in some sub-assemblies. He looks cool. He looks awesome. Looking forward to painting him. And then, last, but in no way least, we assembled Kerrigan. Yeah, the StarCraft minis are really, really nice. They're also hard plastic. They're they feel a teeny bit softer, but not in any significant way. They feel just a teeny bit softer, slightly easier to cut. They're not bendy in any more bendy than GW plastic is or anything like that. They're really, really nice and multi-part, so you get really good details. Yeah, this is Kerrigan. Did I say something other than Kerrigan? What did I say? Did I not say Kerrigan? I'm still so tired. I may have said something completely different. But yes, this is Kerrigan. I just got volume on. Oh, I got you. Yeah, this is Kerrigan, and then we also have Jim Raynor from the StarCraft minis game. Just assembled her and assembled him, and then we assembled this War Machine Warlock. Actually, I mean, it would technically be a Hordes Warlock, but they don't. Hordes isn't distinct from War Machine anymore, that I can tell. Yeah. Now we also picked up Relic Blade, and there are two brand new, first time, two sprues of plastics for Relic Blade. There's the Bone and Darkness, which is kind of the undead faction. And then there's the War Pigs. Now, I already own the undead faction starter and other stuff in metal. So I picked up the War Pigs in plastic. I don't know if I'm going to take the time to assemble these tonight, because we've only got about 10 minutes left. And I'm still very tired from Adepticon. I slept like a log last night, but it's going to take a while. But we can at least look at this and say, these are some pretty nice plastics. I am looking forward to putting these together. So Relic Blade is now in the plastic era. That makes me happy. It means the game is doing well, because plastics are not cheap. He's got two full sprues of plastics now. I also went to Goblin Hut Hobbies, the Brent from Goobertown Hobbies and Casey from eBay Miniature Rescues. That's their company where they're doing the stamps. Picked up two more plates from them, and also secured two sprues of their plastic goblins. So we've got more stuff to assemble here and there, but I do need to decide on what to do for Friday. I think I'm going to finish the Death Watch Marine on Friday. You got the mecha stamping plate too. One of the first things they did. Nice. Yeah. That's awesome. I wish I had gone back and got the tribal stamping plate, because I have a bunch of Savage Orcs that I want to put together for Warcry, even though Warcry has apparently been or very close to being abandoned by Games Workshop. I still want to do my Savage Orcs, and I'm going to look at the tribal stamping plate, and if it's got stuff that's appropriate for Savage Orcs or stuff that could be used for Savage Orcs, we're doing that as body paint. We're using that for body paint. That would be really cool. But I can order that. I can order that online too. I'll just give them some time to rest from the convention, because man, they were at their booth the entire time. They sold so much stuff. It appears to have been very, very successful for them, which is awesome. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and call it here, I think. I'm going to go ahead and end one of the streams over on the Tiki Talks. That's done. And then we're going to end the stream on YouTube. There's that done. And now